episode 159.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy. And if this is your first time watching the show, thanks for stopping by. And if you are a repeat viewer,
thanks for coming back each week. We really do appreciate it.
Up.
It's all right. We at least screw up a little bit each week.
I know. On top of the show, shout outs. Number one, we're doing a knit along for our monthly stash busting. Anything that you have that it's been in your stash for 6 months or longer, if you knit a project of it, post a picture of the completed project in the thread, and at the end of the month we will draw for a prize.
We're also doing a sock knit along, which I have yet to do the
I was going to mention that. There's
I forgot.
No thread.
I saw it yesterday. I saw that I didn't do it yesterday.
Any
My fault. That's me.
That you have completed during the month of, let's say, May and June.
We'll do 2 months. We'll do one month knit along, and then we'll do 2 months.
May and June. May and June. Put them in the thread. That'll give people an opportunity.
The main reason we're doing it is Mystik Spiral socks.
Yes.
From Josh Reich's Sword of the Knitter. Which I know Knittables is doing one as well, so you can double post on hers and ours. But we're doing socks for 2 months because I guess a lot of people are stock your drawer or whatever.
It's Operation Sock Drawer.
Something like that. There's a hashtag I've seen on Instagram a lot, but I have to restock my drawer, so.
Yeah, me too.
Your mom will do that.
That's what I mean.
So that's what we're doing. So buttons. I guess that's it.
The other thing is at the end of the show, I'm going to talk about a pattern that was gifted to me by Kimberly Gintar, who is the Giving Flower. And we're going to do, well, Kimberlolly is her username, but she's the Giving Flower. And we're going to do a giveaway contest for that. Good. So, but I'll talk about that in Gossip and Innuendo. I just want to mention it at the top of the show. And also at the top of the show, I am reviewing 2 bumps of wool that were sent to me from Louet to review. The Jacob wool and the Cotswold. So that'll probably be in the Whirlwind Romance section. When I talk about that, I was sent 3 bumps for review. I spun the 2 Canterbury Prize bumps. So we'll talk about that then. If you want to skip to that section, feel free.
Sounds good.
All right.
So it tells you how much you pay attention to my project page. That's been there.
Oh, well, I never look at your project page.
I know you
I never look at anyone's project page. I don't even look at my project page.
Oh, I do all the time.
Well, you're just weird.
And on that note, jump right into what you're knitting, or in this case,
crocheting. So on the dance card this week, well, I was on Instagram because I'm on Instagram all the time.
It's the only social media that I really do check frequently.
I enjoy Instagram. You should join it if you haven't. It's fun.
I'm Knit One Sheila on Instagram. You're Knit One
I'm
Wendy.
Knit One Wendy. I keep up with what other people are knitting. I see the new stuff. I have a couple of dyers that I follow, so I can see when they put out new product. A couple of bag makers, obviously, can see when they're doing updates, and just see what my friends are doing, what their families are doing.
Well, that's how I got the idea for, or that's how I saw the Mystik Spiral sock was on Instagram because he finished it and he posted it.
And Knittables did those ones.
Well, I
were
follow
like the blue
him.
Sky with the rainbow.
Yeah, but I follow Sword of the Knitter, so when I see that he came out, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good way to get information.
It is.
So yeah, we've been doing that. Anyway, I was on Instagram the other day, and my friend Rachel, who is also known as Diabolical Yarns, showed that she was crocheting a shawl from Fingering Weight Yarn, and it is called Bias Cubed.
Oh yeah.
And this is what it looks like. It's up. It doesn't look very wide, but when you see how, when you put it on the bias, just pull it down. It's going to be, I made it be about as wide as the scarf. So, it has cubes. And I cast this on last night, so I've only worked on it a couple of hours. I'm knitting it out of Shibui sock in the Breeze colorway. Shibui, for those of you who haven't used it before, comes in a single sock skein. So if you buy
like
it,
150 or 175 or something like that.
It's So if you buy it for socks, you have to buy 2 skeins, or you're not going to get a whole pair of socks. So I have 2 small skeins, and I've crocheted all of this, and I have still pretty much most of my first skein. The design is by actually Rachel's colleague.
Oh.
Yeah, let me get to it. Her colleague is AEC Designs, and this is what it looks like finished. It's giving me trouble. Finished and blocked. You can see it opens up pretty wide. So I'm looking forward to that. She did it in lace weight with a USE or 3.5 millimeter hook. And I am doing it in a light finger. I'd call this a light or a medium fingering weight on a US G 4 millimeter. So I went up a couple of hook sizes for it just to give it a little more opening. I almost think that I could have gone up to an H, but I couldn't find my H hook. But I think there'll be there seems to be plenty of stretch to it, so I think it'll block out nicely. And it will make a nice little scarf, and it was a good way to use up a skein of a pair of socks worth of yarn.
Tongue twister there.
I know. It's a good way to use up a sock's worth of yarn. I'll either give this to my mother-in-law because these are her colors.
Christmas gift or birthday gift
or I'll
whatever.
give it to my daughter probably. But I wanted to be doing something different, and crocheting. I haven't crocheted a big project in a while. It's going really fast. Once I knit the first increase section, and I'm now in the straightaway, it's just, I just know what to do. Like, I don't have to look at the chart or anything, so it's really easy. And I'll just keep knitting until I get to the halfway point, and then I'll measure it against what's left, and when it comes down to the point where I need to start to decrease, I'll just decrease it. So it's kind of handy that I have 2 skeins of yarn. And that is being stored in my my gnome bag, which I told Sheila this yesterday. I picked out this bag because my air conditioning didn't work yesterday, and it was really hot in here, and this reminded me of winter. It's my winter gnomes bag.
By knitting's my bag.
By knitting's my bag. So that's one of the things I have on the needles. The second thing that's on the needles is my brush Creek Cowlette by Karina Spencer, and I haven't done anything on it. As you can see, I'm still putting it back on the needles after the last time I ripped it out, because I did this. I think I have to rip it all. I think I'm taking it off the needles. I'm not really sure. I have to rip it back again because when I started doing the lace pattern on the next section, it didn't line up the right way, and I'm pretty sure it's because I misread the directions again. And also, I can't really follow my knitting in this dark green.
It's very dark.
It's very dark. I am knitting this out of hand spun. This is my, what's the name of it? Fiber optic gradient bat in the Blackbird colorway. And I just started getting into the dark green, which in this lighting you will not be able to see. It's just going to look
it's horrible lighting today. It's very gray outside.
It's very gray. I have the shades closed. So.
And you're missing a light bulb here.
Right over us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry. That's also in a gnome bag. I'm very gnomey today. I'm very gnomey.
And you will continue to be so.
I am. It's a theme. So,
and you'll see why.
That is
It's all known to us.
Oh, and I wanted to show you. In my gnome bag, I have a gnome notions pouch from Stitched by Jessica.
I have one of those. I gotta find.
With my little kit.
You gave me one.
Yep. I love these. So,
you do.
I have one in every bag, pretty much.
I need to, now that I have like 2 projects going, I need to put one in my other bag.
You need to get another one going.
Well, I have the one you gave me. It's in my, like, I keep a little basket by where I sit typically. Yeah. And whenever I'm done with something, I just shove it in the basket. And it's like once a month, once every other month, I go through the basket to put things away properly.
Yeah.
Like my needles and everything. So it's in there. I just gotta find it. It might actually be in with another project. Who knows?
Yeah, I have like 20 of those little bags
I know
now.
you do.
And I put one in every project bag. And I have a thing where I always try to make them match somehow.
Because you're matchy-matchy.
I know, I am. But that's all I have actively on the needles right now that I'm working on.
So I have a couple of things on the needles. I am in the midst of, I said I'd cast it on, so I wanted to prove to you guys that I was casting it on. I cast on for the Mystik Spiral socks by Josh Rykes. I hope we're pronouncing that right. Name, right? R-Y-K-S.
We're trying.
We're trying, Josh. If you happen to watch us, which I'm not sure you do. Why would I assume that? I hope we're pronouncing it right. But here it is here. I'm going to just... I'm sure you guys have seen it because Wendy's been knitting
I knit on it. I had a project on that.
So this is
Stay
his
tuned
socks.
for more on that.
The yarn he uses is 716. Is that what it was? 716 sock. It's 80/20. I love the colors of it. Apparently, touch how much I pay attention to it. It's been around, that yarn, but I don't pay attention. So I am using Snitches. There goes my keys. Sorry.
I'm like, what was that?
That was my keys. Matter of fact, I'm going to probably... There we go. Snitches yarn that I just... It wouldn't fall for the stash down because I purchased it, 2 months ago? Not even?
Not even.
Not even a month ago. And the yarn name is Seriously, which the reason I bought it is because the colors are Scrubs Blue, Anatomy Red, Meredith's Gray, so I can only assume that it's named after Grey's Anatomy. And Lab Coat White. So I just thought this was perfect for me. The name of Seriously by Snitches. I like her yarn. I like her yarn a lot.
Me too.
Snitches.com. She doesn't update too often, but I get an email when she does. Which is good and bad.
Yeah.
So when I say I just cast on, I just cast on. I'm in the middle of a row for a toe. Now I'm doing the toe that he's doing, but instead of doing yarn overs, I'm doing knit through the back loops. Just because it's me. So this is the Scrubs Blue that I'm on.
Pretty.
So just the toe. I'm hoping I'll have some progress for you, but my knitting time got cut drastically with this.
For their new jobs,
So, but I am still working on my Trillian by Martina Bem. I'm getting there. I made it.
Every week you're like, who is it? Martina Bem.
No. So, this is the right. Yeah, this is the right side. So, pardon me, I'm gonna hit you in the face. So I'm getting there. I did about 1.5 inches, and it's taking longer and longer because you're increasing as you go along. And I'll have to change this because on the right side I have a strand coming through. So I like it. I like this because it's mindless enough, but then you have a little bit of interest for just 3 seconds. Yeah. And then it goes back to mindless. And I really like the colors. I really like how this is working out. And this is Cherry Hill yarn.
Cherry Tree Hill.
Thank you. Cherry Tree Hill.
Discount brand name yarns.
I bought it at Discount Brand Name Yarns, and I've already had 2 knots in it.
Which is probably why they carried it.
And it's the Super Sock Select, which is the twist and the ply that I like.
Yeah, my mom likes that sock yarn. In fact, she knit a pair of socks out of that exact same color from Discount Brand Name yarn. So it must have been a big seller.
Well, this is, how long have I been knitting? Zachary's 10, so about 8 years. So this is probably a purchase from maybe 7 or 6 years ago when I first started knitting and finding out that yarns you can get from the internet. So about 7 years old, roughly, give or take. But, so yeah, I'm making progress on that.
So that's a good stash buster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this yarn is this is at least 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good, so that's not bad. I'm using stash busting yarn and not stash busting yarn.
Yeah, that's good.
Balances out.
And I feel like the hand spun that I'm knitting from is a new hand spun, but I've had that bump for 3 years. So
really?
I feel like that's stash busting too.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's actually a good thing to bring up. If you're knitting from a fiber.
Yeah,
that
as long as you bought the bump
over 6 months ago.
Yeah, you can count that.
Yeah, it could be spun yesterday and you're ready to knit it today. That's fine. But
yeah, as long as the bump has been languishing for a while in your stash.
So I am actually my spiral knits is in a monkey bag that our friend Lara made for me with bananas in the middle.
I have a pillowcase that exact same color.
Yeah, because you like sock monkeys.
I do. I like sock monkeys and gnomes.
But it's funny because we were talking about bags last night. I actually went with Wendy last night knitting because my husband was home early enough for me to do so. And we were talking about bags. And so today when I was looking for something, I'm like, all right, let me see what bags I have. So I pulled out this. I like the small little drawstring. I mean, it was given to me by my friend Lara. And because it fits in a larger bag for me to go to work, or it's always in a bag, so in case I run into traffic and I'm at a standstill.
As people who watch the show know, I own quite a number of bags, and I buy them all the time. My husband and my mom make fun of me. How could I possibly need any more bags? And I was trying to explain last night. To me, bags are kind of like jewelry. Like, I start a project, and I want to have a bag that like fits my mood. Like I picked this one because it was winter themed, and I wanted to feel cooling down. Yeah,
right. No, I understand.
You know, and I like the fact that I can choose, and also I love having all the different little gnome options or my weird geeky Star Trek and Star Wars stuff. Like that just makes me happy. So that explains why I have so many bags, because to me they're like jewelry. I like to swap them out.
No,
not everybody feels that way.
For me, it's too much time and effort. So the one big thing is like, you know, I use probably about 4 bags, especially if they're socks, over and over and over again because I like it. I have a makeup bag that you guys have seen from Clinique. I like that because it's kind of waterproof and it's a wedgie style type of bag. I have the sock monkey bag that our friend gave me. I have a bag from IKEA that, again, Lara gave it to me. Our friend Lara gave it to me. I have
some of those too.
And then I have one that I bought, probably one of the only ones I ever bought with a podcaster, and it was Yarnivore. It's a black little drawstring bag with a dinosaur on it. I just like it. It's the perfect size for me to throw my skein of sock yarn, see, and my little sock, and just throw it in another bag.
Yeah.
And then if I want to knit it, I just put it out, and the yarn stays there. And if I do have other bags for bigger projects. Like I do have Knitting's My Bag. It's a big flame bag. It's got a sweater in it that I still need to work on. The kid's gonna be outgrown by then.
Yeah, you're now you're skating the line, man.
Yeah,
like
no,
before I was like, you got time. Now I'm like, yeah.
I'll just finish it and it'll go to somebody else, I'm sure. I can send it to my cousin, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, so I do have larger bags, but I don't knit right now large projects.
Right.
It's either a shawl, which, you know, can fit in a smaller bag. This one was donated to us. I don't remember who and I apologize, but I like it. Because this is, you know, for a shawl, and as the shawl gets bigger, it'll fit better. Mm-hmm. So those are my bags.
Yeah. You know me. I'm pretty brand loyal.
I know. Well, my mom always switched out pocketbooks. I just never did that. It was never something I did.
And I'm one of those people, too. Once I find something that I like, I get a lot of it because I know that I like it. So I want all of it. Everything to be that way. Mm. Which is why I have a lot of Knitting's My Bag and Just Louet bags because I like them.
I like them, too.
Also,
I tend to use them over and over.
Now that I'm good friends with Jess and Lois, it's like having a little friend sitting with me when I knit. It reminds me of them every time I knit. You know, seriously, just every time I take out a bag that's made by one of them, I think about that person, and I like that too, that aspect.
That's nice. That's a good way of thinking of it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I just do. Whenever I sit alone on Thursdays at the karate Dunkin' Donuts and I'm knitting, I usually have Jess or Lois sitting on the table next to me, sometimes both. And that makes me, I just think,
that's good.
I have a couple friends with me. So that's all we have on the dance card. Rate your date. I have a date to rate again. Second week in a row, baby. Completed socks.
I know.
These are the Mystik Spiral sock that Sheila was just talking about. by Josh Reichs, who is sort of a knitter, and I knit them out of Regia in the Fluoromania colorway. And I have to say, I knit these in less than a week. If you've watched this podcast at all in the past, you will know that I never finish any socks ever. These knit up so fast. They're really stretched out because I wore them for a couple of days. You do finish
socks. It just takes
my heels turned out pretty nice. No gap on one side. Just a little one on the other side. So I think that has to do with my tension.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Fish Lips Kiss is the heel that I did. So I have to admit that the top part of the sock, I couldn't really figure out where to start his directions. So I just kind of winged it. Also, on one of the socks, I thought they were really giant. And the toe is really wide for my toe. I think if I knit them again, I would knit them with my own version of the toe, my usual, what would you call that, like trapezoid toe? You know, where it's flat on the top and then it angles down. He's designed a very curved toe, which is very attractive, but is big on my feet. I would knit my regular toe because I think it would fit better because the toe is big on these. Also, this is a 68 stitch sock. I mistakenly believed when I started knitting these that it was a 64 stitch sock. So it is a little wider on the toe part of my foot. But I actually liked having that extra stitch in with the Fish Lips Kiss heel. This is a nice heel. I had never done it before. It's very easy to memorize. I didn't have to I can just know how to do this sock. You can pretty much pick whatever number you want for the middle part. She suggests a third. You can't always divide evenly. So I did about a third because this was 68. You can't really divide 68.
I think as long as the right and the left are equal.
Yeah, that's the only thing that you care about and how wide you want the heel to be. Another thing about the Fish Lips Kiss pattern that I would say is if you are a newer sock knitter, she gives a lot of good tips about measuring your foot. If you are an advanced sock knitter, you can skip all that and just do the heel. Start the heel where you normally start your heel, which for me is 1.5 inches.
Yes and no, because a short row heel compared to a gusset heel. If you use a gusset going toe up, you definitely can't. It's different measurements because I start my heel or my gusset.
I meant short row heel.
Yeah.
For me, I never do anything but a short row heel. I always start it 1.5 inches or 2 inches from the back of my foot.
Yeah, that's about the same.
So you can just skip all that, like the first 7 pages or whatever it is, and just go to the part that says starting the heel.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you cast on how you would normally cast on, it's just, and she has some detailed pictures on it too, from really good. And I think on her group or on the pattern page on Ravelry, she has a link for a video. I believe there's a link.
She also shows she does this thing where she calls double knitting or double. She makes it so that she twins a stitch purlwise and knitwise. That's how she does the short rows by twinning the stitch, and she does a very good, the last couple of pages have a very good visual tutorial of how you do that if you've never done it before. I had never seen that technique before. Once I looked at the picture tutorial, it was very easy for me to do it, and now I can just do it. But you can use the sock for cuff down or toe up. And you would just insert it where you normally put your short row heel. But like Sheila says, if you've never done a short row heel before, you should look at her measurement stuff so you don't end up making it, you don't start it where you would normally start a gusset. It needs to be closer to the end of your heel. But I find this heel to fit better than the short row heel that I was using.
It's just got it's
a little bit longer.
Yeah, a tad bit more width, I guess you can call it, or a little more stretch or something. It's not as tight fitting. It's really nice.
No, it fits really nicely, and it points out more. I don't know. It gives you more heel room. But I found that having it a wider sock made it fit even better for me. Because when I had one that was knit on, when I thought it was a 64 stitch sock. When I got to a certain point in the foot, I realized it was 68, and I thought I had picked up accidental stitches, so I decreased down to 64. So I knit one heel as a 64 stitch heel, and this heel, I think it's this one, is a 68 stitch heel, because then the second time around I looked at the pattern more carefully, and when something was happening up here, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not 60. Somewhere I realized the math didn't add up and it was 68, and then I read the pattern more carefully and I realized that I was just completely wrong I don't know where I got that impression from, but I think it's because at one point in the toe you shoot for 32 stitches, so 32 plus 32 is 64. But there's like another 2 rows that I didn't look at where you add more stitches.
Right.
So
oh, yeah.
That's at the beginning. That's where I got the impression. And I think the one with 68 stitches fits better across my instep at the heel, right? You know, in the crease of your ankle, it fits better there. I mean, the other one fits fine too. It's not like it's too tight or anything, but that extra room right there was good. So that's good to know. Like, maybe I'll always increase up to 68 before I do my short row heel and just have that section be 68.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I might do that. But
I mean, if you try it with the regular 64 stitch heel, you'll find that you like it too. Cause it fits.
Well, no, one of them is a 64. So.
Oh, okay.
The 64 stitch heel fits fine too. I just like the fit of the 68 stitch one better across that part of my foot. It doesn't, it has a little more give. It's like slouchier. I don't know. The other one is form fitting. I just like the way that it looks better, but it's not that much of a difference. So, yep. I knit these in less than a week. I started them on Monday. I bound them off on Saturday. And I almost cast on another pair, and I might cast on another pair of that same... Actually, I kind of want to just knit a plain vanilla pair of socks.
In that color?
No.
Or just in general?
Just to see if I can, if regular socks with a different yarn, knit up it. Come on.
With the fish lips.
Yeah, to see if fish lips kiss. To see if I can knit another pair of socks in less than a week. Like,
well,
was that just a fluke?
No, you can. It just depends on how motivated you are to do it. I mean,
I don't know. It was really weird. I also have some self-striping yarn that's more regular self-striping. This has really big color changes, so I don't think it showed off the
pattern,
the angles as nicely as it.
It's not that bad.
You can see it a little bit, but I think regular sock yarn. I have that soft kitty from Fiber Nymph. And I was thinking, oh, I could totally.
Yeah, this yarn I know is very short striping, so it should.
Yeah, that'll look good.
Like I'm already on white.
So anyway, yeah.
Is that all you?
That's all I have for rate my date.
I actually have 2 rate your dates to rate. 2 dates to rate. Sorry, and it was my secret knitting, and Wendy's already seen it because I gave it to her yesterday. Because happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you. Yesterday was my birthday.
My birthday.
It's my birthday too, yeah.
So, what I knit for Wendy was, I knit her a couple of fingerless mitts.
Which I love. I'm so glad you did because I lost one of my nice ones.
Which one?
The hand-spun ones I did out of Captain Type pants. I can only find one. I don't know where the other one is.
So this was knit with Snitches, and it's really bizarre. Do you still have the extra one that I get?
I do. It's in my bag.
So I purchased these skeins together, and both labels, if you have the label there too.
I do.
Say that it's 100% superwash.
Yeah.
420 yards approximately, 7 to 8 stitches per inch.
Yeah.
US size 1 to 3 needles. My colorway is Seriously, and hers is, the reason I got this, is called
Garden
Gnomes. So this is the fingerless mitt, which when I started knitting it, I'm like, oh, damn. I don't want to give it away because I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So I have 2. Now, I tried to match the stripes going up, but I said, yeah, screw that on the thumbs.
Also, I don't know.
I know, but for me, I did pretty good.
You did pretty good.
But on the thumbs, I was like, yeah, whatever. So what I did do is after I started this, I made a sock head hat, but it's not a true sock head hat. It's basically, I'm using it based on the counts, and so it's a little baggy. I'm not putting it on. Yeah, because it's not going to look good on me.
I Instagrammed this last night, but I look like one of
It's a little baggy. I didn't want it a lot baggy, and I was running, this is all the yarn I have left, and I wanted her to have some for her,
or I can pull it down really far.
I could fold it up too, but
it's caught in my glasses. I had it pulled down really far, but I like it
Yeah, that looks good. I didn't want it too baggy, but I left her some for her Zoom Loom kit. So look at this. Look at this yarn. See, it's kind of. It almost looks like a DK weight almost.
Yes, it's puffy.
Look at this. They're slightly different.
It may just be the way the yarn takes the dye.
Maybe they're just slightly. I mean, I notice it more when knitting with it.
Right.
This easily took a size. I think I did these in size 2.5. But so yeah, that's my finished project. I think I just grabbed. I don't remember the fingerless mitts pattern. I'll try and post it on my project page. But it was a 3x2 ribbing on the sleeve, and it goes further down, but we've had this discussion. I didn't want it that far down, and I did that with the hat. I did the 3x2 on the ribbing instead of a 2x2.
Well, I love it. It's my favorite birthday
so that's my finished. And the reason I was gonna give her just the yarn, but I talked to Lois, and she said, "You know, it will just sit in stash." So I'm like, "You're right." So
I got some excellent fiber giftage this year, I have to say. It's been one of my best fiber birthday gift years ever.
Well, you know you're special when I knit for you.
I know. I can't believe it.
Not socks.
Now I have to knit you something.
No, you don't.
Damn. I've crocheted you. Oh, no, I knit you that little guy, remember? For you when you won your...
Oh, yeah.
When you won your phlebotomy thing.
When I won my phlebotomy thing, yeah.
When you finished your phlebotomy.
And you crocheted me a mushroom.
I did.
So, you know. But I made you a monster, and I made you
my big monster, too, that I have upstairs.
And I made you a gnome.
I love my gnome.
See the gnome theme?
I love gnomes.
Yeah, so... when I saw the colorway, I'm like, oh, I gotta get this.
If I had seen it, I would have bought it for myself just for the name.
I wish I got another one for me, but like I said, I don't need yarn.
Nobody really needs yarn.
So that's my finished project. I am glad to say that I'm done with it. So now that I can knit in front of you.
I wouldn't have even known it was for me. You could have just told me it was for you. I would have believed you. I would have been like, oh, whatever.
True. So that's my finished project. No guarantees that there's going to be one next week.
Me either. Although this is going really fast, so.
Well, crochet does.
I know.
You'll probably have that done.
I might, unless I cast on a sock. Because that was kind of fun, doing that sock.
It is fun. Socks
I like that sock pattern because I don't have to follow it. I can just do it.
Right.
Once you figure out how he's doing the short rows, you're like, oh, okay, just do this until I get to the end. And then I start doing it the other way. It's easy.
Well, and just in general, socks, I really do like mindless socks because for me, I can do a lot of other things. Like I watch my son's soccer game and I sit and dress.
Yeah.
I posted a picture on Instagram where I was sitting in, 2-mile-an-hour traffic knitting.
Use your blinkas.
Use your blinker, everyone, when you're changing lanes.
I was driving home from somewhere, and they had, it's wicked icy.
Yeah.
Wicked icy.
So somebody in the Boston sign area
is having a little fun with their job. So that's it for Rate Your Date. Whirlwind Romance. I'm going to review the 2... Canterbury Prize wool group wools that Louet sent to me to try out. I was asked what I preferred to do, and I picked 2 wools that I hadn't spun before. So these are their Canterbury Prize wool group. Both of them came with a certificate. This is a certificate for the delivery of wool to Wadsworth for the International Wool Craft Market. It was grown in Canterbury by Pine Gold Guinness Bin Line. I don't know what that means. It is Jacob style is what they call the wool type. So maybe it's not a true Jacob. I don't know what Jacob style means. It has a 4 to 5 inch staple length. Maggie, come on, honey. And it's off-white with some yellow. This is what it looked like before I spun it. And I spun it on I used my smaller, higher speed whirl, but not on the highest setting. And because it has such a long staple, when I spun it long draw, this is 3-ply. It is a fingering weight. In some places, it's probably light enough to be considered a heavy lace weight. and it just spun that way because it's very smooth and has a very long staple, and so I could draw it out really thin without having a problem. This is what I found about it. It does not have a lot of give. You can see if you pull on it, it's pretty sturdy. It is not something that you would want to wear next to your skin. I think that it would do very well in a Shetland style lace garment that you would wear over your clothes, like a shawl or something that would not be touching next to your skin, because a sturdier, more, I'd say, wiry yarn like this does well for holding the lace stitches open when you block it. But it's definitely, one of the things that I read, I did go into my big book of wool.
Okay.
And look up these breeds before I spun them, just so that I would have an idea, because I don't know anything about it. And they did suggest that this type of fiber would be good for the weft of a loom. It's a sturdy yarn, so it would be good for weaving with. Like, it can take that abrasion. It would probably be very good for, like, boot socks or something, but I'm not sure you would want to put this on your bare feet. It is not a soft wool, although it is softer after I spun it up than...
Now, have you soaked these yet?
Yes, I washed and lightly thwacked them. I thwacked them a couple of times. I didn't full them or do anything. I just soaked them in water, in just regular warm water, and then thwacked them a few times and hung them up on my door. So that's the Jacob. I also asked them to send me Cotswold. It's a 32 micron. It has between 2 and 4 inch staple length. Here's... I'm not going to be able to find the end of this. This is what it looked like before I spun it up. You can see it's got a lot of crimp to it, which I enjoy spinning wool with a lot of crimp. They said it was off-white with sun yellow. The grower was the same person that grew the Jacob that I got, and it is also a wool of New Zealand. I spun it on the exact same whirl with the exact same method, and look how different it's spun up. Because
wow, I can smell the sheepiness from here. Yeah,
because it is puffier and crimpier, it's spun up much thicker and puffier using the long wool, because long draw drafting, thank you, than the slicker, shinier, thinner, longer staple wool. So I got what is more like a worsted weight yarn, and if you pull on this, Sheila, you will see that this has so much more give.
Oh, yeah.
It's much boingier and has more give. And you can really tell that when I hang them up together, because they were wound off on the same skeiner. And just look at how much this has drawn up because of the bounce to it. If you can pull it down, and it will be the same length. But it's just much springier. This yarn, again, it's a little too bristly, I think, for right next to the skin, but I would make an outer sweater, mittens, or a hat out of this because it is not quite as stiff as the Jacob. So this Cotswold's really nice. I would love to see a really rustic cabled hat.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
Done out of this. I think it was really interesting. It came in half a pound amount, which is a significant amount of wool. And so I want people to, I'm going to open a thread in the group, and if you're interested in sampling some of this, I'll see how many people are interested, and maybe I can send you all a sample of these 2 bumps of wool, because I spun the Jacob, I spun just over 1/4 ounce, and the Cotswold I spun just under 1 ounce, so I did not use very much of it to sample. And both of them are done 3-ply, chain ply with long draw. I just think it's so interesting how differently they spun out.
Yeah, that's weird.
I did nothing different. I let the yarn decide how it wanted to be, and they came up completely different. It was a really fun experience. So if you're a spinner who's interested in sampling these, depending on how many people I get, I'll just divide the wool up and send it to you. It'll be fun. You can try it out. So I'll do that.
That's good.
Yes, and thank you to Louet for sending that. They have a lot of different unusual breeds like that. Like I said, that was their Canterbury Prize group. Those are special breeds. And I know Cotswold for sure is considered a conservation breed. I think they're trying to like keep that breed going.
Okay.
So, it's interesting. It was a lot of fun to do. And I would definitely spin the Cotswold again for something that could be really, I think it would make a really beautiful yarn. The Jacob is just a little too sturdy for me.
Right.
I think that if you're a weaver, this would be excellent. This would be a great base for, you could weave something really soft and beautiful into this and make a really nice fabric. But I'm not sure what garment you could get out of this other than, like I said, a lace shawl that was just going to be on the outside of your clothes. So that's all I have for Whirlwind Romance, other than to tell you that I finished the first bump of Enchanted Knoll Farm in the Dragon's Blood colorway.
Yeah.
Which I've been working on, and I started the second bat. So hopefully I'll have some more progress on that the next time. And also I will be spinning for a review the hand-painted fiber that Louet sent me to show you next week.
Oh, good.
And I've been told by my friend Diane, it is basically pencil roving. She said she loves to spin from pencil roving. I've never spun from it, so it'll be a new experience, and she says I'm going to love it. So we'll see how that goes. But that's all I have.
Fly off the wheel.
It might. That's all I have for Whirlwind Romance.
Future dates.
My future dates, I might cast on another one of those Mystik Spiral socks. Maybe, maybe not. Other than that, I'm leaving it open.
Well, that'll be good.
How about you?
For future dates right now, I'm working on just finishing what I got. So I cast on for the Spiral socks, Mystik Spiral today, and the Trillian. So
that's what you're going with for now.
That's what I'm going with for now. And then I think I want to do something with gradient yarn. I just haven't decided what.
Yeah, I'm like hung up on gradient spinning right now. I bought everything, pretty much everything that I bought from all the festivals is in some kind of a gradient, so I'm in a rut. A weird rut that I didn't even realize until I got back.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet. I probably have some things on my queue, but everything is usually for the bin for like future Christmas gifts or whatever.
So that's good.
Yeah, nothing specific yet. Nothing.
Baubles and bling. I have, of course, the hat and mittens that Sheila gave me for my birthday.
I got nothing.
I went to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool this weekend, which I'll talk a little bit about briefly in the gossip and innuendo section, but I did make a purchase there.
Oh, good.
I stopped by to see our friend Heather from Mad Color Fiber Arts, and I picked up this beautiful rainbow gradient called Rainbow Connection.
Pretty.
From Mad Color. There's her little tab. I love it. This is on Polworth, and Polworth is pretty much my favorite fiber.
Oh, is it?
That's my favorite. And then I got this. It's called excuse me, Comeback Progression. I love the colors in this. They're different than the colors that I usually pick.
Yeah, it's not something.
It's different for me. And yes, this is on Superwash Merino. The colorway is called Rodeo. And it is by Amy King of Spunky Eclectic. And it comes with a pattern, which I'm sorry, Amy, if you happen to watch this. I don't think she does. But in the event that she did happen to watch this, it came with a free pattern for a scarf that takes advantage of that progression.
Oh, nice.
Which I'll try to remember to show next week because I can't even remember what it's called. But I forgot. It's packed in with all my stuff to go upstairs, so I don't have it with me. I just love the navy blue green, lighter blue red combo of this. I think.
Now, how do you think you'll spin it?
Oh, I'll spin it.
Gradient.
I'll spin it, keeping the colors together. I'll probably chain ply it. This is 6 ounces, so it's bigger than 4 ounces that usually comes in a braid.
Right.
So those are the 2 things that I got at the festival. Then I got my April installment of Hello Yarn Fiber Club. This is BFL and nylon, and it is in the colorway Wasname, Wasnami, Wossname. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's really pretty. It's like got orange and purple and brown. Not colors that I would normally pick out, but I kind of like them, so that is something that I'm going to look forward to.
Oh, good.
Spinning in the future. And this would make a good sock yarn because it has nylon in it, so maybe I'll spin sock yarn out of it. I received a present from my pal Denise. Denise, I'm losing my voice now. Everyone knows I knit the Hero sweater by Julia Farwell Clay, and Super D sent me the Hero mitten pattern so I can make matching mittens. So I'm kind of excited about that. I still have plenty of the colors of the yarn left over from my sweater, so I can make matching mittens, and maybe I'll even make a hat.
Oh, good.
Then I'll be super matchy-matchy. But yeah, that was a nice little birthday surprise from my gal pal Denise.
Oh, good.
That was my kiss to Denise.
Okay. So, Baubles and Bling, Crushes
Done.
and Heartbreaks.
Oh, we've skipped Crushes and Heartbreaks. Sorry, Crushes and Heartbreaks was supposed to come before Baubles and Bling. I was excited because I had all the things. So, Crushes and Heartbreaks. My heartbreak is, I had a heartbreak and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, my heartbreak is that I had a stomach virus last week and I didn't get to hang out with my baby niece. And she's on vacation this week. So it's been like 2 weeks since I've played with my baby niece. But the good news is she's enjoying her trip and I'm getting lots of photos texted to me. So I know she's having a good time. They have a gorgeous picture of her in front of Niagara Falls. She's totally
is that where they
asleep. And they're like, she's not impressed. She's like passed out because she's never been traveling before, so this is like a lot of stimulation.
On the American side, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're on the... Oh, I just stopped doing this the right way and started doing it the wrong way. So that's kind of my heartbreak that I didn't get to play with her because I mean, it's helping my sister-in-law out, but I really do enjoy playing with the baby, and she learned how to wave.
Aww.
So I can't wait to see her do that. I had recently taught her how to play a drum with drumsticks. Because that's the kind of auntie I am. Yeah. I bring loud toys to her house and I teach her how to play them. And I taught her how to open and close pictures on the iPad. Like, she knows how to go like that and make them get small again. She's like a baby and she can use an iPad. That's the way the world is going, I guess.
Yeah.
We have a little app on there that we use. So I miss her. My crush is that my friends and family gave me a really wonderful trifecta weekend. If you watched last weekend, you know. This weekend was Mother's Day, my anniversary, and my 23rd wedding anniversary, and my birthday. So my kids made beautiful handmade presents. My husband brought me flowers. I was taken out for a fancy dinner. My husband took me out to dinner. And I had my wonderful 4-day weekend at the Maryland Sheep and Wool that my husband treated me to for my present. So it was pretty good. And then Sheila gave me the awesome gloves. And I had lots of texts and calls and notes from people. And I thank all of you. That made my birthday really special. And
good.
I showed you last week the girls in Maryland gave me a yarn bouquet. So I made out like a bandit this year.
Did.
And I think I'm blessed to have such wonderful friends. So thank you to everybody.
Oh, good.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. Is my crush.
That's good. Crushes and heartbreaks for me. Work is going well. I did get a notification that somebody did mention my name for, like, hopefully getting my foot in the door for an interview at a hospital that's closer by to me.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because I can't stand driving. It's going to Braintree, which is about a half an hour on a good day, and then going 20 minutes further south. So when I go home, I'm actually driving about, it's taking about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get home. And they're long days to begin with, so I'm really, not seeing my family too much. My car got hit on Saturday. I went to my brother's, and a neighbor's friend wasn't paying attention coming out of the driveway and ran right into my car. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was in the car. It's just now the hassle of trying to get it fixed. It's my Civic, and it's only 2 years old.
Yeah, and of course, now she's got to do claims, and it just takes a while. It's a pain in the butt.
What else? I had a good Mother's Day. If anyone was on Instagram, you saw the note that my son gave me. And if you guys aren't on Instagram, I'm going to read it to you, because it's really cute. This is from my oldest son. He wrote out a Mother's Day card. Mom, I appreciate all the things you've done for me. I won't forget them at all. From driving me to soccer to making me my school lunch. I'm so very grateful for all the things that you have done, but I'm sorry I can't give you anything other than love and hugs and kisses. And he signed his name.
That's so nice.
And I told him in return that if that's all you're ever able to give me is love, hugs, and kisses, then it will be the best gift I ever get. Because really, that's all I want. I don't need all this fancy stuff from anyone, even my husband. So that has to be one of my favorite cards. And then Zachary, my youngest, just drew me all sorts of flowers on his cards. Mm-hmm. So I should actually put those two. Somebody mentioned putting it in a frame. So maybe I'll put the two of them in a frame.
That's a really good idea.
That would go well together. Because Max just wrote on his card and Zachary just colored on his. So
I have to now show you the same. I had very similar for my son. I showed it on Instagram. My son made this at school. My son is not an artist, so you can see the cover is very plain. Happy Mother's Day. But he drew a picture of me with my purple hair, which I kind of love. For him, that's a really beautiful drawing.
I know.
And it says, I love you, Mom. He had to fill in the blanks. My mom always takes care of me. I love my mom because she's very nice. I love it when my mom hugs me. That one I loved. My mom helps me do my homework. That's true. My mom is nice because she loves me. Thank you, Mom, for loving me. Mom, you are the greatest because you are very nice. Mom, you are special because you're my only mom. So it's a good thing that I am not a lesbian married to another woman, then I would not be special to my son. But I loved it. I'm his only mom. And then my daughter made me this card. The back has that. And it says, I love you a ton and I always will. I wrote a poem for you. So here you go. Mom, Mom. Kind, happy, caring, helping, laughing mother. I love you. Happy Mother's Day, Lily.
She's quite artistic.
Yes, that's very fancy.
Yeah.
Girl.
Like the yarn, yeah.
But my son, I am very, very nice. And I am special because I'm his only mom. I love them both. I thought they were awesome. But I just, he had to do that for a school project. I don't know. Maybe Max did this spontaneously.
He did. So back to my crushes and heartbreaks.
Sorry, I had to show it. It was a theme.
I know. No, he, like Tuesday of last week, he was in our office area working on his Mother's Day thing.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was nice. So they bought me donuts, which was fine. I would have been happy with scrambled eggs. But my husband doesn't do any of that. And we had grilled shrimp. And so it was nice. We had a nice weekend, relaxing. And then I'm here for the last couple of days with my kids. And then I start working. And this week I have 4 days of work because I'm working for somebody on Saturday.
Yeah, so that's extra income. So that's
extra income, but
extra aggravation.
At least Saturday shouldn't be so bad with traffic.
No, Saturday will be easier with the traffic wise. So is that it for your crushes and heartbreaks?
I think so.
Gossip and innuendo. Really quickly, I wanted to tell you about a pattern that was sent to me by Kimberly Gintar of the Giving Flower, also known as Kimberlolly. This is a really sweet pattern called Yvonne's Wings. It's a beautiful shawl. And she said she made this in loving memory of Yvonne Iyer, who was also known as Red Hat Knitter. And she met Yvonne when Yvonne started test knitting her patterns. And she eventually became a really close friend of Kimberly's and her adopted knitting mother. And she vowed that one day they would meet. And unfortunately, Yvonne passed away. And Kimberly designed this to honor her and says that she feels that Yvonne is knitting with the angels now. And that's why it's called Yvonne's Wings. And wearing the shawl is like getting a hug from her friend.
Aww.
So I thought that was really beautiful, a beautiful sentiment. And I'd love to do a giveaway of this pattern. So if you're interested in getting a pattern of Yvonne's Wings by Kimberly Gintar, post it in the group. I'll make a thread for it. It's with lace yarn, and it requires 800 yards. And you can put beads on it, but beads are optional, so you don't have to be worried about that. And tell me who you would make this for, and it can be for yourself in the thread, and I will draw a name next week.
Oh, good.
So there's that. And then I wanted to briefly tell you, I did go to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, and I was able to spend time with a couple of my dyer friends, Amy King from Spunky Eclectic and Heather from Mad Color Fiber Arts.
Oh, good.
It was nice to catch up with them. I like to go to those events because I don't get to see them very often, and
right.
Then usually I get something from their store too, just because I find it so much more fun to pick things out when I can look at them in person. It was a really fun festival that my kids went. All of the gifts that my kids made for me for my birthday and Mother's Day, they made at the craft area for kids. They love that. They do it every year. So if you're in New England and can make it to Deerfield, New Hampshire next year, that is a great family fair. I almost always take my kids with me. My husband takes my kids. They do the crafts and they look at the animals and they have fun, and I go off by myself and do my shopping, and then we get back together at the end of the day and get fried dough. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Also, I'm really sad to report I had asked the lady from Spinner's Hill to make me a sweater's worth of fiber when I saw her at Maryland, because she did not have quite enough of what I wanted. I needed 2 pounds. She had about 1.6, and she thought she could do it, and she couldn't do it. And I don't blame her for it, because she was just in Maryland, and she had to drive all her stuff back to her home, which I believe is in Pennsylvania, and reload it. So, but I was disappointed that I couldn't get my fiber. And she offered to bring it to me at Mass Sheep and Wool, but I'm not going to be there this year, so I'll hit her next year. It's not like I don't already have a sweater's worth of her fiber upstairs that I'm like, you know what, I need to spin that first before I buy anymore. It's even the same color, just a different tone. When I stepped back from the whole situation, I was like, actually, that was probably a good thing that I did. It worked out well. It worked out well for me. And she's such a sweet lady that she even offered that. She's like, after the high of Maryland, it seemed like I could do it. But once I got home, I was like, no way. And I was like, I don't blame you. I had just asked her to do it. I hadn't paid her any money or anything like that. It was just a favor to me. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't make her kill herself.
Sorry,
what was that?
That was my iPad.
Oh.
Some sort of game.
Oh. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening?
Restarting for the week.
So, that's it.
So, gossip and innuendo, what was I going to say?
The hats.
Yeah, I know, but there was something else that when you were mentioning the dyeing or whatever, but there was something else I was going to say. So I was asked to point you people to this group, and it's close to my heart, and when I get time, I will do it as well. Gold Ribbon Craft. It's knitting for childhood cancer research and awareness. So it's a group on Ravelry, and I believe it's called Gold Ribbon Craft, a collection of patterns centered on the theme of gold to raise awareness and funds for childhood cancer research. What it is they're asking you to knit a gold hat or a gold ribbon themed hat, and there's some really pretty hats out there. There's a blog called Gold Ribbon craft. And what they're doing is when you send it into them, the ones that are really nice or good quality are going to celebrities, and the celebrities are going to bring awareness by posting on social media about
I'm wearing the hat.
I'm wearing the hat, and this all the funding's going to childhood cancer.
Cool.
So if anyone wants to take a look, because I know a lot of our viewers do a lot of charity knitting out there, and this would be great. If you're new to this podcast, my son Zachary, at the age of about 18 to 20 months, was diagnosed with liver cancer. So he's had childhood cancer, and he's been 8 years now?
It's been a while.
8 years cancer-free. So he's had 2 transplants, liver transplants. He had his first one in June, and we'll be coming up on the anniversary of that one in 2005. So, cancer awareness for children is definitely on my radar. So if you guys want to just take a look at it, again, it's called Gold Ribbon Craft. And if I had, where did I see I showed you the pictures. Where did I
don't know.
I don't remember where I saw it. I'm sorry, I had it all set and then it disappeared on me. A new group. So, she sent this to me, and these hats, I love the black and the yellow with the gold ribbons.
Oh, those are cool.
I really like that. Someday, maybe. I will say that I tend to focus towards organ donation because Zachary has received 2. So I would probably knit this with maybe black and green instead.
Yes, because all the best people run on recycled parts. That's all I'm saying about that.
The person, Marie, who sent me, her name is Purple Snowdrop. She's a viewer. She has nothing to do with the group, but she thought I'd be interested in it. And
because she knows.
And I thank you, Marie, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long to bring this to everyone's attention. It's one of those, I'm one of those that out of sight, out of mind.
I know.
And I apologize. But if anyone is interested in helping, there's a couple just plain ribbon hats that you can do in gold, or you can be more elaborate and do the color stranded work. Yeah, color stranded work. So I think that's it, but there was something else I wanted to say and I don't remember.
About dyers?
Maybe, I don't remember. Oh well, couldn't have been that important. Not like this. This was important. So I guess that's it for gossip and innuendo. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I knew I was going to say something. Mass Sheep and Wool. I'm most likely am not going. There was going to be our friend Diane who was possibly going, but she's pretty much craft faired out. And it's one of those, if the weather's good, she'd go. I'm not going to go. First off, I'm not going to go by myself. It's a long drive. And I'm just tired of driving. By the end of the week, on a Friday, coming home, I'm done. We went down to Framingham to visit my brother on Saturday for Mother's Day, and my husband drove. I'm like, I'm done. I just don't want to go anywhere. And my son does soccer, and we travel, so I had to drive up to Drake on Saturday, which is North Shore, I don't know. Anyways, that's beside the point. So I unfortunately will not be going to Mass Sheep and Wool. I apologize. I really wanted to, but I just can't. I can't do it. It's too far. It's too far for me to drive. I just can't do it.
And as you know, I will not be at Mass Sheep and Wool because I'm going to be in
Maine.
Lois's wedding. Lois's daughter's wedding.
Yeah, so
I will be at the Webb's tent sale this weekend.
And I wish I could be, but I am working. So.
I don't know what time I'm going to be there, and I'm just going to see my friend Jess because I only get to see her in person a few times a year. Yeah. So I like to take whatever my opportunity I have to see her, as she is my cousin. We're both descended from the Mayflower Pilgrims. Oh, I call her my cousin. We're related, but I'm pretty sure that like everybody's related
to somebody
if you go back far enough.
Yeah, I wish I could go, but I made this commitment to someone a long time ago, so.
Yeah, no, them's the breaks. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I've been to Connecticut Sheep and Wool, Maryland Sheep and Wool, New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. I'm tired of festivals. I mean, I have to tell you, after going to Maryland, which was really big and elaborate, New Hampshire felt like kind of a
letdown.
Yeah. And I am not 100% sure I would have gone to Massachusetts this year after all the traveling I've been done if I had been able to go. So because I've been out of my house every weekend since April, going to somewhere, and I love festivals. I mostly go to festivals to see things in person that I can't normally see in person. And then there are a few people that I consider friends that I want to hang out with, like Jess is one of them.
Right.
I go to hang out with them or to meet up with people. Like a big part of going to Maryland was to hang out with Suzanne and Tara and Denise because I don't get to see them very often.
Yeah, see me, I go to festivals to see people because I don't purchase anything at them. Because when I look at pretty yarn, which all the festivals have pretty yarn, and since I go towards the same color schemes, I'm like, I have something in my stash like this already. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I need to cut down and I need to use it. So I hear you on the festival out.
Yeah.
So we apologize in advance. But
you don't have to apologize.
I'm apologizing because I had mentioned that I was going to go. But that doesn't
mean you shouldn't go to Mass Sheeping Wool. It's an excellent
it's really fun. I really
it's very small, so
it's closer.
It's not something that I drive from terribly far away to go to.
No, but it's a good 2-hour drive for us.
It's kind of like driving to Webb's. It's past Webb's in terms of driving. And, this will be the first year in a long time that I haven't gone to it. Yeah. But I am very much looking forward going to the wedding. My whole family's invited, so we're spending the weekend up in Maine, and we're going to have a great time. And I think that's going to be more fun for me than going to a sheep and wool.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, have a great week.
Have a great week. Next week, I'm sorry. My brother is having surgery. He's having a hip replacement. I got to talk to my sister-in-law. I may be keeping her company, so I'll let you know. It's on Tuesday.
Well, anyway, I will record on my own if Sheila's not available like I always do, so.
On that note, have a good week. Knit with Heart.